But immediately I sat down and saw your sheet, I was really happy. If you look at the arrangement of the sheet design, just the sheet design, you could see what I was explaining with regards to consistency in sheet design. Please look at these 4 sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see them? Where are all the texts? Where are all the sketches? I hope you can see the continuous way that she arranged it all the way down. Luckily for her, I don't know if she thought about it, but she decided to put all these ones together. Still the same formula, just one was off. I'm not even going to fight her about that. But the way this went was really beautiful. And that's how to arrange your sheet. You start planning your sheet based on how you are going to stand beside the sheet to present. Now, there is something you did. If you are going to watch this video, you notice it. You were reading from the work so much. And because of that, it took your time. And you were not looking at me. You didn't even care whether you're presenting to someone, which is not good. You are supposed to be presenting to your lecturer. So you are supposed to always watch them. And secondly, the main reason is a presentation is to avoid you reading. So that you don't need to read the definition of all the whole spaces. No need for that. You could skip that and just indicate the most important things, such as the idea of the sizes of the space. You can use that time to define the sizes of the space. Like the size of a kitchen, you didn't state that. The size of this toilet space for an exquisite toilet for a small toilet. The size of the bedroom for a bedroom without toilets, but a bedroom with toilets. Our research is for bedrooms with toilets, so that goes well. I'm okay with your research, although I'm going to keep complaining with the flow. But this is an example of a good case study that is sketched well. I hope you can see that. This case study was sketched to reflect actual sizes. I don't know where was the person that presented the first time. You can have a look at this. See what I mean by that. The bedroom size is of the master bedroom. It looks like it's the size of the biggest bedroom, although the guest bedroom is competing. So that might be I don't know if it's a design flaw or it wasn't thought out properly. The grid lines aligned properly for the bedroom designs. 2 bedrooms are sharing a toilet, fine. This will be difficult for you to learn from based on the fact that only 2 bedrooms are cross-ventilated. That's my own take from it. I would have preferred if you have 4 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms are cross-ventilated. But nevertheless, there are some nice things to take from this presentation. The simplicity of the design, continuous wall alignment, both horizontally and maybe vertically along some point. The presence of an anteroom that allows you access to the living room and also allows you access to the lobby that gets you to the kitchen is also something good to learn from. So whenever you are presenting a case study, always praise the case study to show things you learn from. Say, this anteroom was well placed and designed. I'm going to learn from that. The master bedroom, I like the way they arranged both the bathroom and the walk-in closet separate from the sleeping area. That might be something to learn from the design. So I enjoy your graphics. Excellent. The arrangement. Maybe there might be some more things to come here. Even this arrangement of the case study, I've not seen it completely, but I still think it's good because I can see this room cross-ventilated. This room looks cross-ventilated. This room looks cross-ventilated. I don't know where the last room is, but so far, the way you've presented your case study looks good. You shouldn't forget. Please, everybody pay attention to this. There are some parts of the research that you need to do to convince your jurors that you understand everything. One is the functional flowchart. Functional flowchart traces the movement of people or activities around the building. I'll give you an example. The guest may have a functional flowchart, a guest that comes to visit you. So the guest comes into the entrance, from there moves to the anteroom and to the living room. Maximum the guest will get to will be to the dining. If the guest needs to sleep over, the guest might access the what? The guest bedroom. But the guest will not go to the master bedroom. True of us. The guest may also not go into the kitchen except when invited. But the guest, I can't go to your house and I will have access to your kitchen. I hope that's correct. So you can do a pathway for the guest. You can do a pathway for the owner of the house if he doesn't want to pass through the living room. And you can, from there, you can now go and do zoning. Zoning comes in two forms. One, the zoning means that you have gotten some space that are in the public zone, you have gotten some space that are in the semi-public zone, and you have gotten some space that are in the private zones. There might be 3 major zones or 4 major zones, depending on what you take it to be. From the zoning, you will now move to developing of your bubble diagram. Now, zoning also contained in the lecture I gave you on bubble diagram. I'm just explaining this to you. If you follow those processes I gave you to develop a bubble diagram, then you develop one, and then you begin to sketch your floor plan. From there, you've already gotten some motivation and ideas from what you've done. So I'm really impressed with your work. I'm looking to see what you do in your floor plan. So you still have to make this presentation again with a site plan, floor plan, possibly elevation. One thing I noticed that you might need to work on when you are tracing, your text is too small. I don't know if you are noticing it from there. I hope everybody can notice that. So your text is slightly smaller than maybe the first person's presentation or the first person that pasted. So if you notice that, you might need to bring it up a little bit, just so that it's easily readable from there. All right. Thank you. Well done. Please stop it. Clap for her. Clap for her. It's not easy.